Give us the premise of the show. How have you not seen that? Which the link's in the show notes. Give us kind of the premise of the show and what those other two people that change out. I guess they're not always the same two people, right?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about what their role is as well.
That one's for you, Jordan.
Okay, yeah. So,
you know what, guys? I need to learn this, and this is good for our listener. Jordan, I'm going to give you a break just to think about the answer, just in case, just for a second, because I also need to talk to the listener. I generally only have one person on, and I just made an absolute mistake that many people make when you have more than one. You say a question, but you don't address it to anyone. And so for now on, I think I'm going to be a little bit better on this episode. And I'm hoping that the listener, another podcaster, learns, okay, if I've got more than one person, maybe I should do that too. So Jordan.
Well, I think that's actually kind of a learn by trial and error thing here, because I don't really know how you would know who the best person to direct that question to is.
Touché.
You know, we gave you a little bit of information that Kaleb can answer some technical details, but really either one of us could tell the story about how we got this going here. But I'll take it here. This actually started as an idea about 5 years ago. For us, where we were hanging around with the rest of our group, and one of our troop members had not seen Goonies, and I think all three of us collectively said, "How have you not seen that movie?" And through the general chatter, we got to thinking, "Hey, we should start a podcast on this." And then for 5 years, we just didn't do anything about it. And so we kind of revived the idea at the end of last year, last December. And we kind of spitballed a few different scenarios about how we might want to go about this. So we did a couple of pilot episodes with, let's try this thing, let's try that thing. And it's kind of continued to evolve. But the main premise of the show is we grew up on a lot of fantastic movies. Star Wars, Back to the Future, Office Space. There's Indiana Jones. There's all kinds of fantastic movies out there that we love and we can quote all the time. Some of these things we just know religiously, and believe it or not, there's people out there that haven't seen some of our favorite movies, and it kind of blows us away. So, we want to have them on our show to first of all ask them how have they avoided this movie or just not seen. Wait a second.
I have to interrupt because I need to verify something that it sounds like you're saying. When you bring on these two random guests, they're not allowed to have ever not seen it before?
Yeah, they've never seen that.
How do you find people that haven't seen some of these?
That's the tricky one. We literally had to find somebody who grew up in a different country who hadn't seen Back to the Future.
Yeah. That's been a huge challenge is finding people that haven't seen certain movies. Like we would love to do a movie like The Princess Bride. I have not found one person yet that has not seen that movie. So, if any of your listeners haven't seen Princess Bride, send them my way.
Yeah.
But for the most part, like Kaleb said, we have a larger group of improv actors within the Denver and Colorado Springs community that we know. So we just put together a Google survey and sent it out to them and said, hey, if any of you haven't seen any of these movies, let us know. And through that, we've been able to kind of match a few folks up. And so we work with them to find a time that they're available to record. We're available to record. Then we go and kind of research the movie, review it a couple of times, and put together some questions for them. And then we play a game show with them. We ask them first, how have you not seen it? What do you know about it? We give them our first round of our game is a 10-second summary where they have 10 seconds to summarize the movie that they've never seen and they have no knowledge about.
Wait, this is before they've ever seen it?
Yes, before they've ever seen it. They come on to the show.
I listened to your podcast and I didn't know all of this stuff. Really? I literally did listen, but on these details you're giving me now, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, these people have no idea.
explaining that because that's half the fun. I mean, it's very much based off of British panel shows that, we take a lot of our comedic inspiration from British comedies and British humor. I mean, Jordan and I both grew up just obsessed with James Bond and
Monty Python.
So you marry those two together, and so, like, British panel shows are so ridiculous. They just have these guests on to do these just random ass things. So like you can score more points in our game by completely blowing the answer, but being funny and creative than you can by getting the correct answer. So that's why we invite people that have never seen them. And, your first points you have to gain, tell us what the movie is, having never seen it. And then plot point questions that would throw people completely off. I think we were asking somebody about Goonies and our two guests were just like, what is this movie? How does this exist on this planet? Because they had no idea. So yeah, it's very much a comedic driven game show style love overture to our favorite films.